did you end up like this? Are you gonna kill me?
People actually ask you.
It comes up.
Knowing what was done to you might help you.
What if facing it makes me worse? I've already killed someone. If you say with great power comes great responsibility, I swear I'll throw up on you.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to The Expanse. This is your boy T, and we're going to do a review on Season 2 of Jessica Jones. I just saw it yesterday, finished it off, all 13 episodes, and I was really impressed. Okay, the MCU and Netflix have a series which are about to finish now, but they have made several of their MCU characters and produced these shows on Netflix. You've had Daredevil, 2 seasons. You've had Jessica Jones, 2 seasons. You've had a season of Luke Cage. You've had a season of Iron Fist. And we've also had The Avengers. But Jessica Jones is one of my favorite series. I love the first season of Jessica Jones, and played very well by Christian Ritter. In season 1 of Jessica Jones, we were introduced to Jessica, and she works as a private investigator, a very good private investigator, but she is also a person that is severely flawed. She's antisocial. She doesn't relate well with people. She's very short. She's very crude. She also suffers from bouts of depression. She's brooding. She's very miserable, self-depreciative type of person. Self-depreciation. And she's also has bouts of alcoholism. I'm taking it lightly to say bouts of alcoholism. She is a confirmed alcoholic. Heavy drinker, day and night. Her liver is, how she still has a liver is beyond me. Well, anyway, when you were introduced to this severely flawed character, of course you're wondering, like, wow, what are the reasons behind it? Come to find out that her parents, she lost her entire family in a car accident, in an auto wreck. And she's also a person that was manipulated. She was sexually abused, as well as being superpowers. She was sexually abused. She had her mind controlled, and she had a nemesis, a person by the name of Kilgrave, played wonderfully in the first series by David Tennant. His power, he was also enhanced, and his power was he was he can control your mind, and so he had an eye for Jessica. He got her, and of course, while her body was willingly doing the things that he willed it to do, she didn't have any control over herself. So she was sexually abused by Kilgrave. All right, she has a stepsister that she grew up with because she was adopted, by the name of Trish, played by Rachel Taylor. And Trish, this character, was a child star. She was a movie star actress, but she was abused by her mother, controlled by her mother, and her mother lived through her vicariously the dreams that she never achieved. So Trish had a lot of problems as well, and we were introduced to her. We also were introduced to a person by the name of Malcolm, played by Ika Darville. He was a drug addict, a person that was getting over a lot of terrible events in his life, and he was a tenant in the same building as Jessica. That's how they got to know one another. And of course, there was another prominent actress in the first series by the name of Jerry Hogarth. She's this corrupt, whatever it takes type of lawyer, and she was played by Carrie-Anne Moss. And I'm sure a lot of people remember her from The Matrix and Trinity in The Matrix. Okay, so Jessica Jones, season 1, brought to life, as I said again, this troubled, superpowered woman. And the problems that she had was because Kilgrave, this enhanced mind controller, did all of these horrible, horrendous things to her and left her with these deep emotional and physical scars. So this is the person that we were introduced to in the first season, and the one who we rooted for, and she was very, very, very deeply, deeply rooted because she was deeply rooted in so many afflictions and so many problems. Okay, this person is introduced again in season 2. Now, as basically the same person. She hasn't caught up with herself. She hasn't been able to repress any of her anger. She hasn't been able to talk about anything that made her so reclusive and so depressed. But the caveat in season 2 is she thought that she lost her entire family, and comes to find out that she didn't. Her mother was still alive. Now, who led her on the quest to look for her family, to find out what actually, not look for her family, just to find out what happened to her and how she became enhanced like this, was her adopted sister Triss. Now, she's the one that was pushing for her to find out, look at what happened. But when you dig even deeper, you find out that Triss had her own motivations for wanting her to find out what had happened to her. So when we finally do meet Jessica's mother, we find that she's enhanced. And not only is she enhanced, she's very violent prone and very explosive and rage driven. And she's also super strong, even stronger than Jessica, I believe. Malcolm, Eric Darville, who was the drug addict and the tenant in Jessica's building, he's now dried up completely, and he's working for her as her PI assistant. And he's very, very good. He's very, very, very smart, very good. And and his skills are pretty exceptional to be a relative newcomer into that endeavor. But when you find out about Malcolm, you also find out that he is obviously a very intelligent person, had a full ride in college, and whatever his problems led him to drop out of college. But if he had a full ride in college, it was probably an academic scholar. So he was probably, obviously, a very smart person himself, but flawed and addicted to drugs, and and he's trying to work his way back from that. And he's working with Jessica. Triss, who I said in season 1, her adopted sister in season 1, you thought that you knew this is why she had her problems. She's also a recovering addict because she was abused and pimped out actually by her own mother. But you find out that although her mother may have introduced Triss to the fame and the folly and all the things, the pomp and glitter and all that goes with it, she was actually addicted to that herself. So she had areas of manipulation and using people just so she can keep herself at this, I don't know, I guess this, how actors and actresses and all these rich people feel. They want to keep themselves on that arc. They want to keep themselves on top. So Triss would do whatever she needed to do in order to stay on top. If that meant manipulating someone that she allegedly loved, she would do it. So this brought a lot of depth on her and showed a lot of the inner workings of Triss and the addiction to not only a recovering addict, but the addiction to fame and the things that was the worst opiate to her. So I look at Jessica Jones as a series on a whole. It fleshes out Jessica even more. It shows why she's so sad, because she feels like she's all alone and everyone left her. And when her mother is introduced, played again by Janet McTeer, she does a great job because her mother is a monster, and she has her own motivations for being a monster, and it totally goes against everything that Jessica thought she had as a child. She thought she had this idyllic family. So I would say that Jessica Jones season 2 is definitely a must-watch. Was it as good as the first one? I would say no. Because the first one, the antagonist, I mean, David Tennant, Kilgrave, was absolutely incredible. So I would say no, but I would still give it a high grade. If I graded the first one at B+, I would give this one a B. A B, a solid B. So I would say Jessica Jones. I don't want to spoil too much for you guys, But I just wanted to lay out a little something for my subscribers and people that look at my channel. So, and to let you know how I thought about it. This is something new. I'm going to do other things. Well, I always said I would do Marvel, but I'm going to try to expand out and do other things, other movies. So, give me some information. I'm going to leave in the description box a way to contact me and give me some ideas, things that you would like me to talk about, things you would like me to touch base on, things you might not want me to touch base on. But I appreciate everyone who's watching. I appreciate seeing views getting picked up on my channel, and I am doing this for you guys, and doing this because I want to lay these things out and give my perspective for you guys, give you another perspective. And so thank you again. Thank you for watching The Expanse. Again, this is T. You take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all again soon, God willing. Thank you.